It's kind of cool that even in the pause menu, you can see the developer commentary like all the way over there in the distance when like everything else is grayed out. That's kind of interesting. The last time we brought this thing down, and we got pretty hurt. So let's see if we have any dialogue. Strider introduction. Yeah? Freaking introduction.
5 years ago, we placed playtesters beneath an idling Half-Life 2 Strider. It was a really simple prototype, but the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. This experience convinced us we should pursue a Strider encounter in VR. And as a result, we built dozens of prototypes over the next few years. Some designs pressed playtesters into very close contact with the Strider. Some had a Strider chase them through a simple environment, or shoot at them through porous cover. In other cases, the Strider would destroy a wall the player was hiding behind or give a performance the player was meant to observe. A prototype built in 2017 squared the player directly off with a Strider in a quarry, combining many of our ideas into one experience. Based on the success of this prototype, the team moved on to building the shipping experience ahead of you, although it would take another 3 years of refinement to complete. Each iteration brought us a new set of rules and players' expectations. The Strider encounter ahead is a carefully crafted collection of beats shaped by our own ideas of what would be exciting and fun, refined over a long period of playtesting.
Oh, this normally happens at the beginning. Hold on. Okay, much better. Much better. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at his leg. Oh, there we go. Very nice. It has little mechanical parts in that part too. Okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't know they had like prototypes all the way back in 2017 though. That was a long time ago. That was 3 years before the game came out. And don't think there's any resin, but we can quickly check. Yeah, like in the demo, like the demo that they had on the Steam VR thing, the home place, they had a Strider step over you. Oh yeah, they had a Strider step over you in the beginning of the game, didn't they? I completely forgot about that. Oh, there's a health station. Look at that. Making the whole process of us getting hurt completely useless. Completely useless. There's some freaky shadows going on there. I don't know, it could have been interesting having to go through this level with like low health, but I guess the constant beeping. I mean, you can't tell, but like my controllers constantly rumble when I'm at low health, so that might have been pretty bad. Is there any point to like having the radar anymore? Maybe. Probably not. I do get a free grenade though, which is nice. Meaning that we might see some combat? I don't know. I remember the overall beat of the chapter, but I don't remember like any specifics. Oh. Let's get this in a second. Total. I wanted to join in with the total. No? Okay. Ha! Forgot I still had it on 3 bursts, but that's okay. I have plenty of pistol ammo, so I think I'll be okay. Lone Combine.
Through many iterations of the Strider encounter, we would find ourselves having functionally solved a problem, only to realize that we also had to fictionally contextualize the solution so that it made sense. For example, we designed this entire map to include combat with Combine soldiers. But how should we fictionally place them in this destroyed space? How could we put a disabled Strider close to the player? What were the Combine doing here prior to the vault collapse? This soldier was placed here to communicate to the player that some Combine were in the area investigating an antlion infestation before the vault fell on them.
Oh.
In fact, you can see some dead antlions nearby. If you listen closely, you'll hear the soldier trying to contact the rest of his squad, letting the player know that they are not alone and that there is likely to be more combat ahead.
Got it. I'm getting really bad frame rate right now. This would probably make anybody else pretty sick. But me, I'm good. Listen, you don't grow up in a time with low frame rates. Oh. It's not even about growing up, it's just that my first couple of laptops that I ever had, I wasn't able to run games on them super efficiently, so low frame rates are something that I'm like used to. So if I ever get like low frame rates in VR, it's like, I'm used to it. Oh yeah, there's gonna be some fights. Oh, wow. Trying to go slow here so that we the frame rate isn't awful. Oh, here we go. Disabled Strider. Hold on. I don't know. Yeah, stop kicking it. Oh man, that didn't do as much as I thought it would. Wow, how tough are those guys? Survived a lot of bullets.
Although we could excuse a few random Combine in this area left over from investigating the antlion infestation, we needed a way to justify the large squads of Combine in the combat encounters that occur later in the level. These two Combine are part of a squad sent down looking for survivors after the vault collapse, and their dialogue is designed to inform the player that this Strider they have found may not be dead. Fictionally, it is the player's combat with these two soldiers that alerts the rest of the Combine in this area to the player's presence.
A Strider! Deactivated though. Whew, lucky break there. Could you imagine that thing blocking your way?
Oh man, Roz, don't jinx me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting anything on the radar. A lion and the mouse. What the heck? Oh, hold on. I think I probably know where this is going.
For many players, Striders are the most feared and powerful enemies in the Half-Life franchise, and we thought it would be interesting to flip player expectations on their head and experience what it would feel like to team up and cooperate with a Strider. Our initial concept was inspired by Aesop's fable of the lion and the mouse, with the player freeing a disabled Strider who would later help the player escape by clearing the way forward.
Oh, that would have been
Initially,
cool.
Parking Garage was a Combine silo, and it was much easier fictionally to have some type of Combine device which could constrain a Strider without injury. When the location changed to a collapsed parking garage, we constrained the Strider by trapping it in the elevator shaft, held down by the elevator car. After being freed, the injured Strider would lash out at anything nearby, Combine and player alike, as it tried to escape. This was a strong story when told aloud, but expressing it in a way that was understood by players turned out to be difficult. Keeping the Strider around throughout the level, alternating between injured and angry states as the player slowly picked their way through the garage, was confusing to playtesters, and we had a very hard time trying to find the right balance. Playtesting feedback was really consistent around this. So although we loved the idea, we let it go in favor of a more straightforward and achievable dynamic of hunter and prey that eventually shipped. The year we spent pursuing the lion and mouse idea wasn't wasted, however, as we created and refined many of the different story beats that shipped. We also crafted some performances and technology that led to the success of the final experience.
You telling me that we could have ridden one of those and like use it against the Combine at one point, and they didn't go with that? I want my money back now. That sounds way cooler than what we're about to do. That sounds way cooler. A lion and a mouse. Oh yeah, that's some real fast electricity. Yeah, that's about the speed that electricity normally goes at, right? You can usually just watch it go. I could go up here. Like, what's over here? Oh, look at the bubbles in that thing. I don't know why, but like that just kind of caught my eye. That's some really good lighting. Oh. Why did he die? That was only 3 shots. I'm not even sure that I got him like all the. Oh, maybe because he was injured. Maybe that's what it's trying to like tell us. That, like he was injured, and I just did the finishing blow. Oh well. There's like a developer commentary there. Oh, we put an injured headcrab here to test players' morality and the fact that so it's clearly injured when it tries to get up and attack you. After that, it won't attack you. So we just wanted to see if people were actually monsters and would kill it anyway, or if they would enjoy a nice little pet. And then there's me, who just like instantly kills it. No second. Yeah, that's about right. Like no second thoughts whatsoever. I don't even need that. I'm good. This headcrab wasn't going to attack the player, but we just wanted to see who would be a dick and kill it. Okay, thanks, Gabe, or whoever, all the other people. You know what's weird about this whole developer commentary fiasco is Gabe Newell has not really commented at all on any of these developer commentaries except for like the first ones, you know? That's he hasn't done any of them besides the first one where it's like, hey, let me give you my personal email address. And then I thought there was going to be more with Gabe. But I guess they really wanted to let the other developers kind of sign, and they're the ones who get to do the commentary. Oh, okay, because that was necessary, right? Yep, there's how fast electricity travels. Mm-hmm. Oh, hold on. Did a new developer commentary just unlock? Why can I jump here? This seems unsafe. Why can't I go up here? Oh, I can't go on that rubble. Okay. Weird. Were we on 5? I think so. AI and animation.
The Strider encounter boils down to a set of performances and the Strider's AI-driven minigun. Maintaining the illusion that the Strider was aware of and hunting the player while delivering these performances required a delicate coordination between animation and AI systems. We used a variety of approaches to make the Strider feel like an intelligent creature hunting the player. Players in VR move very slowly by first-person shooter standards, so we have the Strider alternate between chasing performances, following the player through the level, and then hunting performances, focused on tracking and firing at the player, or looking for them. Triggering the different stages of this pursuit took a lot of playtesting. We paid close attention to how playtesters would move through the level and then built the triggers and iterated on the animations to support the most common behaviors. It was very much a back and forth conversation to evolve a beat into something that most players would believe the Strider was truly hunting them. Early playtesters would grow weary of being shot at without any downtime or contrasting experiences. So we identified the beats that would create that contrast and layer them in when we saw playtesters become fatigued. Things like the Strider bashing the wall, walking over you, chasing you up an elevator shaft, all acted as ways to break up the experience and surprise the player. Whenever we had feedback a playtester was growing or looked bored or fatigued, we would brainstorm different ways to insert these beats, and then test it to verify that they were paced correctly. One of the tools we used was a sophisticated look-at system on the Strider. The system tracked the player and would procedurally orient different parts of the Strider to face the player. The body, minigun, and Gauss cannon all had different look-ats to break up the effect when the Strider lost or acquired the player. These could be independently enabled or disabled at specific times to make it feel like the Strider was directly addressing the player. In each animation of the sequence, the look-at on the minigun and body would be enabled or disabled based on whether the Strider should be able to see the player at that point.
I didn't know there was going to be any dialogue.
Alyx, the Strider! Look out, it's alive!
Oh, I was right.
Moving!
Oh, I did jinx up. Nice.
Textbook jinxing, Russell.
Moving! Still moving!
My health got cut off. How am I supposed to listen to dialogue? Alright.
It was important to communicate clearly to the player that they were being hunted by the Strider at this point. We wanted players to see the Strider dust itself off and fixate on them, so that there would be no doubt that they were now the prey. This elevator ride was a useful tool to achieve this, as it is one of the few moments of the game that we have a captive audience.
Oh, okay.
The door facing the Strider was carefully designed to provide enough protection, so that players would feel safe, but enough visibility to see the Strider's performance.
Listening to these commentaries are going to be interesting during this part. Oh, come on.
Experience of the Strider minigun blasting through the walls and floors of the parking garage while hunting the player, but we weren't sure we would be able to deliver destructible cover until around 6 months prior to shipping. To address this, we designed the destructible cover to visually communicate that it was being broken down prior to actually fracturing and breaking. Initially, the cover would look like an unremarkable piece of concrete or other building material, but when it took sufficient damage, it would start to visibly crack and throw off dust particles. When the same piece of cover took further damage, it would then fracture into pre-cut physics objects and generate more dust and debris particles. Through playtesting, we determined how much damage the cover should be able to take before breaking down and forcing the player to move. In the end, the destructible cover system allowed us to deliver on our goal of giving players the impression that the Strider was capable of tearing through the parking garage with its minigun as it pursued them.
Oh, did you also consider the fact that it just disappears out of thin air?
In this area of the map, we began hearing from some playtesters that they found the minigun firing monotonous. Originally, the gun would fire at a set rate, regardless of the player's behavior. To address the monotony, we made several improvements to the Strider AI running just the minigun. The minigun will fire if it sees the player, but take a moment to acquire them. Play an acquired sound to warn them they have locked on, and then stitch the bullets towards the player in its first volley. The minigun volleys themselves were broken up to become more staccato, with random intervals in between volleys. If the player ducks behind cover, the Strider will keep firing where it last saw the player for a short period. These changes to the minigun behavior eliminated the monotony and gave players the impression that they were fleeing a living creature.
Good. I don't have much to say about that. It's just funny trying to listen to these commentaries while being shot at by a Strider. That's really funny.
To keep the Strider engagement interesting throughout the level, we knew that we wanted to challenge the player's understanding of what the Strider was capable of. We identified this upcoming game as a space where most players felt they understood the Strider's capabilities and built this next beat to surprise them. To create the door frame bash moment, we used the Strider's animation to drive an offline destruction simulation that could be played back by the game engine in real time. We coupled this with particle effects and physics impulses on interactive physics objects in the room to make the player feel unsafe. To fully sell the idea that the Strider has been searching for and has found the player, we gave the Strider a moment of pause after tearing away the wall to look at the player before it started to fire again.
More commentaries? Oh, some ammo right here. This is really loud. I don't think there's anything good in here. Even like besides this. Okay. Nice. I got him hurt by that too. Oh, what's the matter? You running away, buddy? Oh, shoot. Where'd this guy come from? And I'm almost dead. That's why the music was so loud.
Playtesting the Strider encounter, we learned that players enjoyed fighting a challenging
Is this
enemy,
Gabe?
but responded negatively if they took damage in a way that seemed unfair.
Sounds like
to
Gabe.
address this, we used audio to communicate the state of the Strider. For example, when the Strider did not have line of sight to the player, it would emit a periodic hunting sound. This sound was meant to communicate to the player that they were currently safe, but that the Strider was still there. Once the Strider had seen the player, it would switch to its chasing state and make corresponding chasing sounds. When the Strider was ready to start firing at the player, it would emit a target-acquired sound before firing. Players quickly learned this pattern of sound cues, and no longer complained about being caught unaware of the Strider's targeting state.
Did that guy hit me when I had my back turned? Because I heard an oof. And... I think it might have got me in the back. Ooh, that guy went down. Okay. There we go, got a new grenade. Got us a healing item. We're good. Whoa, look at all the text. Oh, come on. Look at the 3 burst. Take care of this guy. I think that's everybody. because, you know, the music went away. That's obviously the best indication if everybody's gone, then the music is gone. Just like in real life. Just like in real life. Alright, are we good here? I think so. You guys hiding underneath like any like ammo? Shoot. This guy hid some ammo underneath him. You always gotta check. You always gotta check to see if they've fallen on some ammo and they can't get up. I mean, they can't get up because they're dead, but still. That's no excuse for hiding ammo from me. I've still got a little bit of juice left in the healing machine. Oh, nice. I'm not looking here. Got one more diamonds? Yeah, I have a lot of ammo for that. Very nice. Okay, I'm looking good here. I'm looking very good. Oh, another grenade? Oh, okay. I forgot I immediately used the grenade I just had a couple seconds ago. So that's gonna be another one. I forgot you could get grenades from those ammo chests. Or boxes or whatever. Gauss cannon. Okay.
We needed to familiarize the player with the Strider's Gauss cannon firing sequence.
Gauss.
So they'd be able to recognize it when they saw it again later in the map. This particular area of the map went through a lot of iteration, as we searched for ways to reliably place the player in the right spot, at the right time, looking at the right thing. The Gauss cannon, as it charged up and fired. To achieve this, we ultimately settled on using a two-handed roller door. It requires the player to stand in a specific position and orientation, and occupies their hands so we know they aren't teleporting or interacting with anything else. We even know the precise moment that the door clears their eye line, so we can be assured that they're going to see what we want them to see.
Don't think there's anything else in here, so let's go see what they want us to see what they want us to see. Oh, that guy's shooting at me. Look at that, I'm almost dead. I am nearly dead. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and save it right here. Right, who's over here? You sure you just throw that grenade? I can blow up your tank. No, come on. Yeah, I wasn't gonna get that. That thing was in the way. Wow, you're just gonna run away like that, aren't you? Can't get a good shot on him. Did he die? I bet he's probably not dead. Okay, that's good enough for me.
Russell, big gun, up ahead.
I think I've got an idea.
I just had it too. It's a good one.
I don't think that guy's dead. Or maybe he is, I don't know.
When the central theme of this map was the lion and the mouse, the encounter with the Strider ended at this point. The Strider simply exited off into the sunset. We intended for the Strider to reappear in a subsequent fight, perhaps even attacking the Combine alongside the player. But this idea was only pursued briefly before being cut. The problem was that playtesters felt cheated that they didn't get to destroy the Strider after being hunted and harassed by it for so long. In the final map, once the player steps into the rat maze below, the Strider reappears and begins hunting the player again. Because Alyx does not possess any weapons that can damage the Strider, we explored a variety of ways that the player could take out the Strider using something found in the environment. These included ideas like triggering missiles on a downed Combine helicopter, using a Combine mortar emplacement, or kicking off some type of physics event to sweep the Strider's legs out and kill it. We built prototypes of many of these ideas, and eventually narrowed down to the mounted gun solution that shipped. It was simple, repeatable, and was one of the easier solutions to train under fire.
Hope so. All right, let's get that gun. Oh, that was way too close. Although his bullets don't really do that much damage, really. They don't do that much damage. Is that the last? Oh, I thought I saw the last developer commentary. Oh, it's right there, okay.
In this sequence, we wanted the player to end the encounter by killing the Strider in a dramatic boss fight using a weapon found in the environment. This meant that we had to introduce a new weapon which was more powerful than the player's equipped weapons, and which had to remain in the environment after the fight. A mounted gun on an abandoned Combine vehicle made the most sense, and after some initial tests with the downed Combine helicopter repurposed from Half-Life 2, we settled on the armored personnel carrier, since one had already been built for use in another section of the game. Since the gun mechanism itself would be seen for the first time while under pressure from the Strider, it had to have an aiming and firing mechanism the player would understand immediately. We prototyped a variety of designs, from a machine gun that auto-fired as soon as the player grabbed the handle, to a gun that fired a sticky bomb that had to be detonated by the player after it had hit its target. The auto-firing machine gun was too simple to use and lacked dramatic effect, and the extra interaction required to detonate the sticky bomb was too much to teach the player while under duress. We settled on a design that requires one hand to aim and another to both reload and fire. Requiring the player to push the firing mechanism all the way forward to reload was necessary to prevent the player from firing too rapidly. The gun's shell reloading animation is directly driven by the player's motion and communicates to the player that they must move their hand all the way forward to reload before being able to pull it back and fire.
Where did that other one fall at? Alright, we're gonna go ahead and save here.
Get it! Get at it! Shoot it! Shoot it!
Okay.
Ha! It's working! I think it's working! Just not happy about getting shot anyway! Keep shooting it!
Let's all let me shoot!
Go! Go! Yes! Yes! Keep shooting! That's the way! Shoot! 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 Oh, yes!
Yeah. There we go.
We did it, Russ.
Yeah, we did. We did it.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of healing items down here too. So I don't think there's any resin in this chapter, so that's good. So we just continue on? Yeah, let's go. I've only been recording for like 36 minutes, so I'd say let's go ahead and keep going. Oh.
All right, Alyx. Well, that tractor beam over there looks like it'll get you up to the vault.
Got it.
Sounds good. Can I see my prey that I've destroyed? Oh yeah, that went much better. Much better this time. Let me jump down. No? Man, these things are weird. Alright.
Whoa, yeah. Okay. Going up.
Throwing off a lot of interference. I might not be able to talk to you in there.
No, probably not.
So, this is it.
Yeah.
And then you'll come out with Gordon, safe and sound, so everything is gonna be...
Everything will be fine, Russ. Talk to you soon.
Stop her! What? Why?